And the audience is very excited. I mean,
there is a very large French fan contingent here.
So we have Heat Seeker for Australia up against Lascar Capac, who makes it out as lead jammer for France.
And France doing a great job at the top of that apex, but
Lascar Capac makes it through for the 4 points.
Hit it and quit it. That feels a lot like the last bout so far.
Well, these first few jams, it's about laying down a marker. It's like, you know, we're faster than you, we're better than you, we're going to win.
Right.
You know, it's totally about that sort of psychological impact. Yeah, you don't get no points. We don't give you no points.
Well, right now, France up at the pivot line, now drifting back towards the Australian blockers back at the jam line.
So we have a tight pack at the jam line, and it is Bazinga for Australia up against Faye Pacher for France.
Faye Pacher out quickly.
And approaching the pack for first scoring pass. Just as Bazinga is stuck still on that turn, Faye Pacher has made it out, completed that scoring pass.
And Bazinga up to the front, but the French defense is right there reforming. Faye Pacher
hit out and recycled all the way back to turn 4.
That was Special K.
But also zipped through the pack like it wasn't there, Faye Pacher, to complete second scoring pass.
And once more, Bazinga getting recycled. So far, the French have been very dominant. Their blocking has been just on point.
Yeah. I mean, this is a team that trains together a huge amount. I mean, they spend entire weekends in, you know, sort of boot camps. And you can just see that in the sort of way that they know exactly where they should be. So 11 points for France in that jam, taking them to 15. Australia yet to get off the scoreboard.
I feel like France does have a certain advantage there in terms of like geographical compactness. Yeah, Australia
much tougher.
Is gigantic.
So it's France. Oh, it's a lead. A track cut for Fast and Bully for France, who came out of the pack looking like they were lead, but lead was not given.
And Seghetti pulled the cap, so we will not have a lead jammer.
So this will be a full 2-minute jam. Seghetti out of the pack, completing initial pass. And just trying to get back to the pack as soon as possible. France with a wall of 3 and some offense.
Sengoku, great stop on that inside edge.
Seghetti trying to find that outside hit to the outside by number 3.
Seghetti in the last bout against Great Britain just seemed to be able to find those outside edges whenever she needed to, and that's just not there for her right now.
Fast and Bully pushing out up front on turn 2 now. And Seghetti all the way back at turn 1. There was incredible sort of pack awareness from both teams to stretch that out as far as possible.
Seghetti has pulled the cap, but you can't score points without the cap on. So anybody that Seghetti passes at this point doesn't count.
So I think the challenge was that the Australia pivot, you know, hasn't noticed that Seghetti is necessarily looking for the star pass, because they've been doing an incredible job holding back Fast and Bully on their own.
All right, there's an attempted star pass. Seghetti is through now.
And
did pick up the 4.
Yeah, so must have passed the skaters before taking off the helmet cover.
So,
but Fast and Bully also out. And it is France who pick up the majority of the scoring passes. 8 points in, well, I say that. Equal honours, 8 and 8 for each team. So Australia off the board with 8 points, France with 23. A lot went on in that jam.
That was definitely a lot. So we're going to see Heat Seeker up against Lascar Capac, I believe. No, that is
Boubouche
de la.
Yeah.
Oh, Heat Seeker out.
And a big sprawl on the apex there with the Australia blockers hitting the floor, but still able to keep back Boubouche de la, who has now cleared their initial pass, just as Heatseeker completes their point-scoring pass.
And that is 4-0 in favor of Australia. They really needed that.
And it's the first jam they've been in control of this game, and that was jam 4. So I think you're right. It's all about, you know, sort of getting that momentum and not letting France run away with it.
Right. Well, we've got Lascar Capac looking to regain control for France up against Bazinga.
And it's the inside line for Bazinga. Australia take lead, but France and Lascar Capac right behind, not even a quarter a lap.
And
trying to get the points.
No points.
No
That
points.
was a positional advantage for France. And
yeah. So Australia picking up that lead, getting that sort of instant surge of momentum, but with Lascar Capac getting out quite so quickly, that sort of denied them that points boost as well.
all right, so we're going to see Fepacher up against Segedi.
And
Fepacher up to the front of the pack.
It's strong defense, 3 walls from both teams, but it's Fepacher who pushes out, picking up lead for France. But now France picking up a blocker penalty, with a big hit to Segedi out to the outside, and a huge recycle.
And a big recycle by Cruiser.
So both jammers having a long way to go back. And Segedi again looking for the star pass by taking off the helmet cover. But Fepacher is now pushing out up front on turn 2 and makes it out to complete for 4 points.
And there goes Segedi out of the pack, putting the star back on. Cruiser in the box.
And that's 2-6-1-1. Shadow coming back on track for France just at the end of that jam. But it's France again who make the best of that, picking up 8 points. And if you can hear a loud noise, it's not a thunderstorm, it is the French supporters. And 12 points to Australia, 31 to France, 22 minutes left in this game.
I feel like that last jam was interesting in that Cruiser really started to show up there, which Australia really needs. Cruiser was just dominant against the British, and that is a track cut on Fast and Bully,
who is jammer for France, so an opportunity for Australia to pick up lead. And Heatseeker takes the outside line, completing initial pass.
And if you're France, the last person you want to see on a power jam is Heatseeker.
Absolutely, who is a quick hop step on the inside, but is hit out right at the last second. The speed that Heatseeker got back to the pack was phenomenal. He's pushing out up front now on turn 4. And again, just felt that wheel go out, goes back into the pack.
And Fast and Bully out of the penalty box now. Great defense from France to only allow 1 scoring pass.
The ability of the French defense to reform in front of Heatseeker was phenomenal. But Fast and Bully completes initial pass, forces the call off.
And 7 points for Heatseeker.
That was a vital jam for Australia, taking them to 19, with France only on 31, really closing that gap down to start feeling like it's a very small gap.
As important, I think, as that was for Australia, I think it was more important for France. A power jam with Heatseeker to only allow 7 points is a huge win for France. That could have been a disaster.
So Bazinga on the jam line against Boubouche de la.
Boubouche de la is your lead jammer.
absolutely speeding through the pack and coming back for scoring pass up at the pivot line. Hits right into 247 from Australia, who just brushes off that.
And there is Bazinga about a half lap behind, but Boubouche-Dela already having 4 points in hand.
And a little twist to the outside to brush that off calls the jam. So now 8 points to France in that jam, taking them out 20 points ahead of Australia. And we have 20 minutes left in this game. I mean, that still feels like, you know, that either team at this stage is in a position to win the game. It's not a big enough gap to say that this, you know, it's clear.
The skill level is very close.
Yes.
Just right now, France is just doing a little bit better.
And again, and I think it's the French defense. We've now got Lascar Capac on the jam line for France up against Rainbow Crash, new jammer for Australia in this game. And you look at that wall from Australia up front, which is at the pivot line. That's the strongest defense I think we've seen so far this game, and it's phenomenal.
Yes.
France not able to hold back Rainbow Crash, who pushed out front, lead jammer for Australia.
And great work by Suzette with that force out. There's a star pass to Lady Shark.
Lady Shark now coming to the pack to score points, and Australia decide to call the jam, picking up 2 on that score, on that pass. So it is 2 to Australia, 0 to France. Australia now on 21, France on 39. We'll need to see full scoring passes, I think, in order for Australia to catch up.
Yes, they need to end multiple passes.
Yeah. But they're definitely showing a different side to their game than they were, 10 minutes ago at the start of the...
Yes.
Yeah, starting to work out how to try and nail down those French jammers.
I wonder if there's a little bit of an emotional high from just crushing Great Britain that they're having to sort of come down off of that and settle in.
And your favourite, Heat Seeker, lead jammer now for Australia up against Fast and Bully from France. But Fast and Bully is outscoring points, so Heat Seeker avoids the danger and calls the jam.
That was brilliant work by Australia.
Heat Seeker is really, a phenomenal jammer, but Fast and Bully gets overlooked because they're coming on after Heat Seeker, and that's always going to be difficult. But Fast and Bully's been able to get out really quickly to try and stop the danger of Heat Seeker.
All right, so we've got Bazinga and Faye-Pacher, I believe.
Yeah.
Bazinga up to the front. Oh, Faye-Pacher, though, finds a lane on the outside. And that is a track cut on Bazinga.
Oh.
This is what the Australians desperately did not need. Here comes the French offense.
Interestingly, focusing on breaking up that wall. But Faye-Pacher, took the best advantage of it, and that was actually out before they'd even finished the offense. Faye-Pacher now coming through for second scoring pass.
All right, Red Rum and Company. Oh, there's Red Rum with the whip.
And lovely piece timing of that train. Faye-Pacher now looking for third scoring pass at the back of the pack.
Dirty Pinky having to turn to defense from offense. But Bazinga, no, track cut again.
So Faye-Pacher wondering if that was on them. That had a look. No, it wasn't their penalty. It was Bazinga's.
And France with the call-off and the power start.
Picking up 11 points in that jam, taking them to 50. And Australia still on 25. 16 minutes left in this game.
And we're about to see Boubouche-Dela, who's a fast and wily jammer.
The agility of the French jammers is just breathtaking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are all very fun to watch.
Yes. Even getting a little bit of a hand whip off there, through for lead. And France now trying to stop Australia providing defense. Effective.
That was
Delar through again for 4 points.
I think a lot of credit needs to go to Elegantine for just making sure that Australia's defense was never cohesive.
Oh, fantastic footwork by Bubush Delar on the outside, keeping in track. 3 for 4. Bazinga is out of the box and back on track.
And that is Cruiser into the penalty box. Once again, that is the second penalty on Cruiser.
But it was the dancing around Chicana that got Bazinga through. And a gap was left. You cannot leave a gap.
No.
But Bazinga was hit out right at the end and recycle. So both teams picking up points in that jam, but it's Australia with 4 and France with 12, extending that lead out now to 62 to France, 29 to Australia, and we're halfway through this game. And we've not had a timeout yet.
No. I mean, I feel like Australia needs to call one soon.
Well, I think they were waiting to see if these new, sort of shaking it up the way they have been has worked, and they've had some success. But France are just able to occasionally pull out these 8, 12-point jams.
And Heatseeker up to the front. Great work by France's defense.
That's Armalou.
Yeah.
But Lascar Kapak also out of the pack and actually doing some jammer blocking, but not able to hold back Heatseeker. The pack sped up super fast. Oh!
Heatseeker with that patented apex twist.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty. And rightly getting a huge round of applause from the crowd.
Stuck the jam on, or stuck that on for a 4-point landing.
Yeah. That's taking Australia to 33, France on 62. 13 minutes left in the game.
Unfortunately, Australia does not have the luxury of putting out Heatseeker for that sort of miracle every time.
But we have Bazinga on the jam line for Australia. And we have Australia on the back of the jam line, trying to hold back Fast and Bully. But Fast and Bully is out first. Bazinga hit out to the inside, recycled.
Australia now having to transition from offense back to defense.
And it's 0-6 Storm that was doing good work trying to hold back Fast and trying to provide offense for Bazinga. But Bazinga's still stuck in the pack on their initial. Fast and Bully looking for second scoring pass.
Trakalos is just doing phenomenal work at the back, but now gets caught on a penalty, and that gets Bazinga out, but Fast and Bully already 8.
And looking for third scoring pass. Gets the beautifully timed offense coming in from the French blockers. But Bazinga's also in the pack scoring points. A hit out and then recycle at the jam line on Bazinga. But Fast and Bully is out. Completes the scoring pass, is now back in the pack looking at fourth scoring pass. So playing it long there has paid off.
Yeah, that was, I think, great coaching from the French bench.
Yes. Takes a bit of nerve sometimes to let it flow, but that paid off. 4 scoring passes for France. 16 points taking them to 78, 35 to Australia.
Australia needs to call a timeout at some point soon. I don't think at this point they have a chance to get back into this, but
they can, but it will be tough.
They would need a miracle at this point.
They need to. They really need to look at how they can, sort of handle the French offense and fade past Cher. Now lead jammer for France again. Rainbow Crash in the pack. And it's breaking up that French defense because when they get the Australian jammers, it's just holding them right back.
And that is a back block sending Faye Pacher to the box. So this will be a 2-minute jam, but Faye Pacher has gotten lead jam every time she's been out.
Wow. Rainbow Crash looking for the star pass. I mean, there's nothing to be gained by holding on to the helmet cover. But it's a hit out and recycle.
And the star stash works.
Rainbow Crash exits the pack, completes initial pass.
But France has already killed most of this penalty now.
All of it, because that is Faye Pacher. Interestingly, taking the long way round back to the pack from the penalty box, Faye Pocher. Maybe wanted the speed, wanted to make sure that they came in legally.
And nice recycle by Australia. Cicada was looking for a track cut, did not get that call.
Faye Pocher pushing out up front, looking to complete. And exits the pack, completes the first scoring pass for France. But that has taken 1 minute 30.
Yes, and Rainbow Crash out as well.
And this will go for another 19 seconds, so both teams able to pick up points in these scoring passes. Faye Pocher completes second scoring pass, but Rainbow Crash sent to the box right at the end of that jam.
The back block.
So, and that's the second back block, I believe.
Second back block of this jam.
Yeah, exactly. So that jam comes to an end. France picking up 8 points. Australia picking up 4. It is now 86 playing 39. And we have an Australian timeout. Just as you desired.
Yes. They need to figure out how they're going to kill this penalty.
Yeah.
And the French cheering section is going bonkers.
I'm fairly sure the audience at home can hear that over our mics, even though we are quite some way away.
Yeah.
If not, a seismograph would be able to tell you that something is going on in Valence today. So yes, I think, this is the chance for Australia to think about how they're going to handle that French defence, and offence. I mean, that's the challenge, is both of them. It's the joy of the game, it's also the difficulty of the game.
It's what makes roller derby so unique, that having to play offense and defense at the same time.
And, both teams have excellent jammers, but the French defense on the Australian jammers has been the difference between the two, I think.
Absolutely.
So, back underway after that timeout. So, interestingly, we have Heat Seeker on as a blocker for Australia.
Not the pivot. I'm surprised by that.
Yes. They clearly have some kind of plan. I want to see what that plan is.
I'm fascinated to see what that plan is. That is Boubouche de la.
Up against Rainbow Crash, who is in the box.
Heat Seeker clobbered Boubouche de la, but was forced out by a French blocker.
Oh, and he did it again, racing through the pack to be quicker than Boubouche de la. And a third hit out. But gets the penalty for that. Boubouche de la is recycled by another Australian blocker, and now pushing out up front.
So the Australians did, that's a forearm on Boubouche de la. So
we should, so with Rainbow Crash being out of the penalty box and back on track, this would be a full 30-second penalty for Boubouche de la. And Rainbow Crash has completed an initial pass, now heading towards the pack for points. Australia speeding up the pack to provide offense, and France deciding to go even faster.
And Shikanab, great force out. Perfect timing on that.
Rainbow Crash still at the back of the pack, and Boubouche de la is now released from the penalty box. So that's been a penalty kill by France, not letting Rainbow Crash through in the full 30 seconds.
Boubouche de la one to beat, and perfect spin move.
And able to brush off that really big hit by 387 from Australia.
That was Amazon.
Yeah.
And Rainbow Crash has pulled the star. Track cut.
Boubouche de la picking up a jammer penalty for France. It is another power jam for Australia. And it will be a power start because there is only 2 seconds left in this game. In this jam, sorry.
Yeah. We had a star pass there at the end. So that is a 4-2 win for Australia, but that's 2 minutes off the clock.
Took 2 minutes to get those 2 points. 43 for Australia, now playing 89 for France. We've got less than 7 minutes left in this game.
And that is Heatseeker on the line.
Let's see what happens. I mean, if you have a power start, you're going to want Heatseeker to be the one on the jam line.
And there goes Heatseeker. Just found the inside edge.
But great work from the French blockers to try and hold him back. And that took quite a few seconds. Heatseeker back.
Sticks that landing.
Boubouche comes out of the box while Heatseeker's in the pack and nobody notices, does this incredible twisty apex jump on the inside and has now completed a lap and a scoring pass while Heatseeker is still just out of the pack and also now just approaching. So we've got both skaters now on one scoring pass.
That was the second for Heatseeker, who's got 8, but...
And called the jam. But again, you know, you're looking at long jams to get 4 points. So Australia definitely coming back into this game, but I think it may be a charge a little bit too late.
Yes.
So they pick it up 8:51. France now on 93, picking up 4 points, and we have just over 5 minutes left in this game.
I don't know if calling that timeout a few minutes earlier would have helped them, but...
So we have Szegedy up against Lascar Kapak for France on the jam line. And a big run up for Lascar Kapak. Takes that apex jump on the straightaway that we just saw Boubouche do.
Szegedy out now as well.
Boubouche back in the pack on a scoring pass, but strong defense, you know, with a great brace there from number 16. Forces that call off. So Jazzy Devil essentially as a blocker forcing that call off. Great work.
And Cruiser, great defense as well, getting a chat with a referee. But at this point, a 1-1 jam is a win for France.
Yes, with just 4 minutes 25 seconds left in this game. And it is Fast and Bully on the jam line for France. And they are up against...
Don't even need the offense, just make it yourself.
Yeah. Fast and Bully out. Lead jammer and back in the pack scoring points. Hit out to the inside.
Nice work by Heatseeker, just throwing Katniss at Fast and Bully.
Meanwhile, it's number 73 for Australia, who is the jammer, and that is not on my list. So unfortunately, I think that may have been some of that rostering error.
Oh my.
Yes. So anyway, wonderful jamming from the Australia jammer and beautiful offense from the blockers who left that inside line open. So coming through for
that's
second.
a forearm on Fast and Bully.
So we are now in a power jam for Australia with their jammer on second scoring pass, pushing out up front past one lone French blocker, completes for 8 points.
Sengoku was looking for the track cut, but didn't get the call. Here comes Red Rum out of the box. Australia should be looking to capture Red Rum as a goat.
Because France are definitely speeding the pack up front, but it is the jammer who has just 2 blockers left. The offense comes piling in, so does the rest of the pack. We're now on turn 1 to turn 2. Fast and Bully is out of the penalty box and pushing out up front. 1 Australia blocker to go. Taken to the floor. Great bridging work from both teams. Great pack awareness.
That is a 12-point jam for Australia. 4 for France.
So 64 for Australia, now playing 98 for France. I wish this game was 10 minutes longer.
I do too. I think Australia does as well.
But I think France will be very happy that there is less than 2 minutes left on this game.
And that is Fepa Cher taking the line has not. Oh, there goes Heat Seeker.
No, it's Bazinga who.
Oh, that's
finds-
Bazinga.
But a gap in the middle. I haven't seen a gap in the middle on the jam line in a long time.
No.
So, but both jammers out and approaching the pack. Bazinga duking through the middle. Fepa Cher trying with the hit and actually picked up a leg block penalty.
Yeah.
So it is now a power jam to Australia. Bazinga being held at the back. And just...
I think at this point you almost need to call it. You need time.
But gets a whip off Special K and Dust Devil on the way through the pack.
And that is a forearm on somebody.
I think that was on a French blocker. Fepa Cher is out of the box. Yeah, so both jammers at the back of the pack.
And Fepa Cher is through with 4 points.
Oh, but Australia did pick up the 4.
I cannot understand why that was not called before Fepa Cher got out of the box. Get Heat Seeker on a power start.
That would have been my choice.
Yeah, I mean, you went from a potential power start to a 4-4 that just burned another 30 seconds you did not have.
So France picking up a blocker penalty right at the end of that jam. So Australia starting with a pack advantage. And Siskedi up against
Bubouche de la.
Lascar Kapak.
Oh no, Lascar Kapak, who has lead jammer.
Yes, but both jammers, and actually Siskedi overtook Lascar Kapak to call the jam, force the jam called. That was incredible speed from Siskedi.
But Lascar Kapak, I was also looking at the scoreboard and saw it tick to 0 and just called it. That was well played by both teams, but France was just a little bit better.
Yep, so the final score has been confirmed. It is 68 points to Australia, 102 points to France. And, that was a fantastic game to watch.
It really was.
So much, and especially if you love jammers. This is a game for the jammers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.